Welcome back to the show. Now, the International Musical Olympus Festival started in 1996 in St. Petersburg, Russia.
And it's come to be seen as a showcase of winners of sorts. Well, the premise is simple. Each year, it gathers a crop of exceptional young musicians, those who have won awards at prestigious competitions worldwide.
And this year, the festival is in Singapore for the first time, featuring young musicians from around the world who will perform with the Singapore National Youth Orchestra. So what can we expect from them? Well, let's find out right now as we have our guest Daryl Ang, the award-winning conductor who will lead the orchestra, plus saxophonist Harapet Arakelyan and Irina Nikitina, founder of the Musical Olympus Foundation. Good morning to all of you. I hope I've got the names right.
Good morning.
Irina, let me start off with you. I mean, why bring this festival to Singapore?
Yes, we founded the festival in St. Petersburg. It was 16 years ago. And this, till this last 16 years, we show in St. Petersburg about 300 young artists, international. And this is really like new musical elite. And you know, from each festival, we support about 30 artists. We invited them to the festival. It's about 8-10 concerts. And it was so successful. And we started from 2004 every year to make like gala concert in several countries. And very important concert hall, like Carnegie Hall, Berlin Philharmonic, Zurich. And we would like to go to Asia. And the first place in Asia, this is Singapore, because I know very well you have wonderful hall, Esplanade. I like it very much. I think it's great construction and great acoustic. And we have Daryl Ang. He was invited to our festival twice in St. Petersburg and one in Carnegie Hall. And I have here wonderful friend Olga Izerlis. He makes wonderful international projects here.
I guess that is great to meeting and bringing it to Asia because we are seeing more Asian talents, you know.
More and more, I have to say.
More
and more. And excellent, really excellent level. I think about 10 years ago, European people were very skeptical about so many Asian artists because it's not so traditional in your culture to have classical music. It's not really in blood. But you learn so fast. You're incredible. And
well, they hadn't met Daryl yet, maybe that's why. How did you, so how were the performers selected? Daryl, how did you come to take part in the festival?
I was recommended to Irina after I won a competition in Italy in, I believe it was in 2006, and Irina liked what she saw, and so she asked me to conduct the festival the following year in 2007. And then I won another competition. She asked me back, and you know.
So as long as you keep winning competitions, you can come back.
Sort of, yeah.
Right. But do you know what it really means? Because we often brand it as a parade of winners, you know, a showcase of some of your best talents around the world. Does that, you know, mean anything to you?
Well, I mean, if you take it out of context, yes. I mean, there are thousands of winners every year. But I think Irina has such an impeccable taste in selecting her winners that I think the people that she showcases are really more or less suited to her own vision of what the future of classical music should be, and therefore they're really the cream of the crop.
And you're one of them, Harapet, the cream of the crop as well, with the saxophone. How did your love affair with the instrument start?
So as I was 7 years old, I wanted actually to play a trumpet.
Oh, trumpet.
Yes, but I told it to my mother, and she said, no trumpet, it's too loud. And some months later, I saw a saxophone on TV, and then I told to my mother, Mom, I want to play this other kind of trumpet. Is that okay? And so I started with the saxophone.
Yeah, I guess it's more sophisticated and
but she didn't realize it was still quite as loud, right?
Yes.
And when you were playing, I mean, so it's been many years you've been playing the saxophone. Did you always play classical music, or were you playing more fun tunes and jazz? And
yeah, so as I started, of course, I played both. I played jazz and classic, but after 2 or 3 years, I decided to play classic to become a professional.
Was there a particular reason why that sort of, you know, directed you into classical music? Because, you know, if you look at today's generation, younger generation, sort of move away from classical music and go into other genres.
Yes, I think this was a love to the instrument, because in the classical music for saxophone there are a lot of new techniques, and yes, it was just interesting for me.
You know what? Maybe we can ask you to give us a short demonstration. If you can play a short piece for us now?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, Harapat's just going to stand up and play something for us. This is a classical, something classical, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I love it how you do it with your eyes closed and your eyebrow keeps moving.
Did you know that?
You really drown yourself in your own music.
Because we often think of the saxophone, I've heard it in a lot of jazz music. You don't,
Yeah.
it sounds different now that I hear you playing it this way. I mean,
Music is very emotional too, you know.
Yes.
It's very,
Yeah.
very, a lot of feeling.
If you
can
see them
explain,
enjoying
yeah.
themselves, playing their own music, you can't help but enjoy it as well. But Irina, if you look at the you know, climate today, the foundation started 16 years ago. But do you think over the years, as you look at the industry, is it getting more difficult for today's young talents to make it in the classical music genre?
No, I think now the situation a little bit better. With all education program, with all this global system for the music, you know. I think after crisis, actually, it's much more public. We have, for example, in Russia and Europe, we have much more public. Actually, in America too. And what I know from Asia, you have very young public too. What's in comparing to Europe, what's old people actually sitting in the hall. I mean, in Russia, America, and Asia, they are a little bit forward because the young generation came again in the public. And I think for this young generation, it's very important to sit in the hall and to see these people on the stage because it's very young. Harbet, how old are you?
I'm 19.
19. You see? 19.
wow, okay.
And Daryl, it's close to 30, yes, close to 30. But for conductor, it's really very young age. And I mean, if you sit in the hall and you see you are 15 or 16 and he's 19, oh, I can play, or I can be like him.
So there's
or I
new energy, young
it's
energy.
incredible energy. You have right word because this is enthusiastic for young artists, for the public. It's so very positive. Very positive energy.
Yeah, well, the youthful energy is good, but Daryl, have you ever had trouble conducting an orchestra because they look at you and think, oh, this young guy, this young punk, you know, I mean, coming in and I've been playing for 30 years, and how does he know? Have you had trouble conducting orchestras? Do some of these award-winning musicians come in and say, I'm just going to play my own thing?
No, actually not. I mean, I've been very fortunate in my very young professional career so far to not have come across any of these experiences. I mean, they do exist. It's very true that, you know, most of the orchestral musicians from the really top professional orchestras, because they're much older and they've had so much experience, they do look down on younger conductors as being nothing. But, and also on the other hand, I do enjoy working with award-winning musicians because there is a guarantee that everything will go smoothly.
Really? In what sense? Because they're young and so therefore...
No, it's got nothing to do with age. It's got nothing to do with youth or old or experience. But it's just that because they're such fine talents. I mean, the level of the musicianship is so high that when I'm conducting, I know exactly where we're going. So there's this immediate camaraderie, this rapport on stage.
Who gets the final say?
Yeah.
If, let's say, you have a certain direction you want to take the music, and they say, I don't agree with that.
I think the larger percentage of that goes to the soloist. But really on stage, it's all out for grabs.
So we'll see what happens. Can you be like conducting and then he will start playing? Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, we'll catch each other.
Okay, we look forward to the performance, of course. Is there anything important that we should take note of during this special performance that you guys are putting together?
Now, you know, you have just to know why we organize this, because it's, I mean, it's for us, for Musical Olympus, very important to support the people independent for nationality, from the school, from religion, from place of birth, place of living. You know, it's just what we support. We support high quality of young artists and high really potential, the talent. And you can see tomorrow and you can enjoy the concert, I'm sure.
Okay, well, all the best, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Now, if you'd like to get in on the action, the concert will take place tomorrow night at the Esplanade Concert Hall. You can still get tickets. They're available from cystic.com.sg. Details on screen right now.
Music to enjoy.